Hello and welcome to this brief tutorial on how to write a proper argument essay. Now I know what you might be thinking. Why must we do this? But hopefully after today's brief tutorial, you'll feel better because you'll know exactly what you need to do to be successful on this assignment. So for today's agenda and this brief tutorial, we're going to discuss what exactly is an argument essay. What are the requirements for this specific assignment? We'll go over the assignment overview and also talk briefly about topic selection for your essay, as well as some tips on getting started. So let's dig right in. What exactly is an argument essay, and why do we really need to write them? Well, an argument essay is an essay that uses logic and evidence to support opinion. Really, we write argument essays to take a specific position for or against an issue and to really try and convince your reader to believe in or do something. So the purpose of an argument essay is really to motivate somebody to take action. So what's going to motivate someone to take action? Well, if you truly want your reader to take action and take your argument under consideration, you want to make sure it's an effective argument. So what makes an argument essay effective? Well, a good argument essay always clearly states an opinion. So you want to make sure that you not only have a good topic, but that you have a firm stance or opinion on that topic. And then an effective argument essay also supports that opinion with excellent reasonings and a variety of different types of evidence. Usually an argument essay will also urge its reader to take a specific action. We often call this the call to action in the argument essay. An effective argument essay also makes mention of the other person's side. Like any good argument, not only is it important to lay out your own opinion and evidence, but it's also important to address the other person's side. So a good argument always addresses the other person's side to ensure that your points are stronger than theirs. This is often called conceding a point. These are all items you'll learn more about in your argument essay unit. The basic essay requirements for this project will be to turn in the following assignments. 1, you'll be required to turn in the 5.03 brainstorming and planning sheet. 2, you'll be required to write a rough draft and complete the argument essay proofreading editing assignment. This is where you'll have someone else look over your rough draft and provide feedback. You'll submit this assignment along with your rough draft to a Dropbox. And then finally, you'll complete a final draft of your argument essay. Each one of these assignments can be found in their associated or correlating online lesson, and we'll talk about them extensively throughout this unit. Some other requirements you'll see for your argument essay is it must be an argumentative paper. The topic that you choose must be significant and it needs to be arguable. We'll talk more about topic selection in a minute. Your essay must also contain a solid intro paragraph with a proper thesis statement, ample body paragraphs with support and evidence, and a good closing paragraph. For this essay, we will be focusing on proper essay structure, and we'll be providing you with a lot of tutorials to help you along the way. Your essay must also contain significant evidence and support. Again, these are two other topics we will talk about together as a class, but remember, this is something we're going to be looking for in your final draft. Your paper must be a minimum of 5 paragraphs long. Feel free to add a couple additional body paragraphs, however, 5 paragraphs is the minimum for this essay. Finally, your essay must be typed using 12-point font, it should be double-spaced, and you should use Times New Roman font. If you don't have Times New Roman, you may also use Arial. Now that we've talked about the basic requirements, let's talk a little bit about topic selection for this essay. So you might be asking yourself, So what do I write about with this argument essay? Now I know what an argument is, I need a topic. Well, for this assignment, you can select almost any topic for the assignment. However, keep in mind that it should be something you feel strongly about. In looking for a topic, especially an argument essay topic, you want to look for an issue that you have strong feelings about. Something that makes you want to take a stand or change the world. Remember that a topic for an argument should be something that you have strong feelings about. So that's one of the first things you need to think about when selecting a topic for this essay. Like I said, you can write on almost any topic. However, there are a couple topics I'll be banding for this assignment. The topics below are banned particularly because of the scope of this essay. Remember, you're going to be writing a 5-paragraph essay, and the banned topics are too large for this small of a paper. These topics have also been over-argued, and they really need a large amount of evidence and support, and that's not something we can give them in 5 paragraphs. So please note that the banned topics below are off limits for this assignment. Any paper written about one of these assignments will not be accepted for credit, so make sure you do not select a topic from the banned topic list. Now that we've talked about the banned topics, what exactly do you want to write about? Well, I'd like to encourage you to open your eyes. The focus for this essay is really to open your eyes to your local community and look for some inspiration there. Oftentimes you can find unique topic ideas for your paper by simply looking at the community around you. Here are some specific ways to look for community issues. This paper, again, your topic should be focused on a community issue. A couple ways to open your eyes to some of your community issues would be to consider taking a walk or a bike ride around your community. Look for objects or events or people or processes that might involve issues. Maybe read some recent copies of your local newspaper. Is there anything that's being debated in your community right now? Is there a new park that's been proposed that people are for or against? Watch the local news and some local public access television stations, like PBS, local PBS that is, and see if there's any upcoming events that maybe you're interested in investigating and seeing if there's a debate over those type of events. Also, reading posters and leaflets at local bulletin boards are a great way to get in touch with what's going on in your community. Finally, local adults and parents are a great resource to ask about any community issues that might be going on currently. Okay, now you may be wondering, this is great. You've told me I need to talk about a community idea, and that's something my paper should be about. But what kind of topic am I actually looking for? Well, here are a couple subject areas that you might find community issues in. You could think about looking at local government, so maybe reading some articles about local elections that are going on. Maybe decide which candidate you support or which candidate you're against. You could watch interviews with local officials and candidates. You can even attend maybe some local government agencies meetings and decide where you stand on a certain issue in your community. Another area to look for topics would be in youth activities. Think about your organized recreational activities. How could they be made better? Look for scheduled youth activities in the local paper. Could there be more and better ones? What does your local rec department do? Do they offer activities for youth, or do they really need to beef those up a little? Talk to your peers about what youth activities they think your community needs, and maybe consider selecting one and arguing for that. For instance, maybe your community could really benefit from a local skate park, and you'd like to write your argument essay over why your community needs that and how it could better your community. Some other ideas you might find interesting to look at is looking at nature or the environment, especially if this is something you're passionate about. You could use local parks and imagine how the facilities could be improved. You could talk to park rangers about facing the local parks and the environment. You could look to all different local news about environmental problems, such as maybe waste dumping or water quality. These could be issues present in your current community. You could also look at the local economy. Maybe there's something going on locally in some of the industries there that contains an argument. Maybe your local community is trying to include some type of road work or bypass, and they need to pass an additional tax to pay for that. Do you agree with that or disagree? What side are you on? Finally, look at public health. Is there any public health hazards in your community, including disease, pollution, nutrition, exercise, smoking? Are there places that still allow public smoking? And is that something you're against that maybe you would consider writing about? And then also think about calling or emailing the city, county, or public health office and asking a public relations officer about what are some of the biggest local problems. Again, these are all ideas that you could use in writing your argument essay. The main thing I want you to focus on is really looking to your community and finding something you're passionate about. Now that we've kind of talked about topic selection and we've talked about the basic requirements for this essay, there's a couple steps that you'll need to take from here on out. Make sure you ensure you are checking the class news area often for additional resources and reminders. As we work our way through this argument essay together, I'll be posting a variety of additional information in the class news area, so make sure you're checking that daily. Also, one of the things you'll see posted in that class news area and in our online lessons are tutorials, such as the one you're watching now. I'll be providing tutorials over a variety of different skills that you'll need to master in this unit, so make sure you're watching each and every tutorial. Also, make sure you're attending all Class Connect sessions or watching the recording if live attendance is not possible. These sessions are essential, so make it a priority to attend them or watch the recording as soon as possible. Finally, one of the largest resources in this argument essay is going to be your online lessons, and really taking advantage of all parts of these online lessons. Let's take a look at the variety of different resources you'll have available to you in your online lesson. First and foremost, at the beginning of each online lesson, in your argument essay, you'll always see a Lessons Resource tab. Make sure you're clicking on this and downloading all of the lessons available to you. These typically include the student guides with valuable information, but you'll find in the argument essay there'll be additional resources, such as sample student essays that you'll be required to download and use to complete the online lesson. So make sure you're downloading and saving each one of the materials provided to you there. You'll also see that there'll be some optional study sheets and additional resources for you as well. Please make good use of these resources. In addition to the lesson resource area, you'll also find throughout the lesson that they'll ask you to answer some simple comprehension questions. Some of the questions in the first lesson will be tied to student samples that you were required to download from the materials. So make sure, again, that you're downloading all the materials so you can successfully complete the online lesson. Ensure that you're thoroughly answering these questions and checking them to make sure that you're understanding each concept before moving on to the next slide. Other resources you'll see in the online lesson include interactive items, such as highlighting things that will teach you more in depth about certain skills, such as the different types of evidence, or how to properly construct a paragraph, or how to improve your overall tone or style in your writing. It is essential that you don't just skip past these helpful resources, but that you use the interactive resources to fully understand the type of essay you're writing. Finally, in addition to all of the resources provided in your online lessons, the resources I'll be providing to you in the announcements area, you always have me just as a KMail away and in live help. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a KMail or attend live help. Remember to repeat after me. I can do this. I can do this. We know you can do this. Start today and make sure you stay caught up and finish strong. I look forward to working with you on our argument essay unit.